are going to study about the Indian Evidence Act, Part 1, Relevancy of Facts, Chapter 1, Preliminary. What? Give a brief history of the law of evidence in India, that is, history of evidence, state of law before the Evidence Act. What? Before the introduction of the Indian Evidence Act, there was no complete or systematic enactment on the subject. Within the presidency towns of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras, the court followed the English rule of evidence. Outside the presidency towns, there were no fixed rule of evidence. The law was vague and indefinite. The Mofussil court used to be guided by the occasional directions and a few rules regarding evidence and procedure contained in old regulation made between 1793 to 1834. Some vague customary law also prevailed in some parts of the country. The first attempt towards reform was Act X of 1835, which was applicable to all court in British India. Between 1835 and 1853, a series of acts that was passed by Indian legislature introducing some reforms for improvement of law of evidence. Act 2 of 1855. In 1855, Act 2 was passed for further improvement of law of evidence. Of all the acts passed on the subject, this act was more important and contained valuable provisions, but it was not in vogue in Mofussil Court. Draft Bill and the Evidence Act. Such being the unsatisfactory state of law, Mr. Maine, afterwards Sir Henry Somerville, prepared a draft bill of the law of evidence in 1868, but it was abandoned as unsuitable to the want of the country. 2 years later, Mr. Stephen, afterwards Sir James, prepared a new bill which was finally passed into law in 1872 as Act 1 of 1871, that is, the present Indian Evidence Act. Basis of the Act: English law. The present Act is based entirely on the English law of evidence and the industry and care with which the great mass of the principles and rule of English law have been codified, and that too within a very narrow compass, must excite the admiration and wonder of all. But as the subject is a vast one, and everything has been compressed within the four corners of the code, which comprises only 167 sections. The charges has often been code which comprises have often been made regarding its obtruse and intricate charter as also of its incompleteness. The sections are therefore cramped and not easy of comprehension. Unique piece of legislation. It may be remarked at the very outset, observed Chief Justice Mr. Monir in his book on the which Evidence Act, about the present act, that the Indian Evidence Act, which was drafted by the Sir James Fitzjames Stephen, and the like of which is not to be found anywhere else in the world, in the system symmetry of its structure, in the clearness and fullness of its outline, in the terseness of its expansion, and in the compactness of its subject matter, the work stand out unrivaled and unparalleled.